This scripture passage kind of reveals how Jesus, as the Son of God, is tempted by the devil to be someone who he is not, or at least the idea of so many people in those days about what God is like. Jesus is revealing a very different kind of God, a God of service, a God of love, a God of compassion, and one who reaches out. In Lent, there's a side of Lent that, of course, we keep our eyes and focus on Jesus, but also there's this big challenge. Okay, we're baptized. What does it mean to be a disciple of Jesus? It is to be like him and to be considerate of those, of every single human being, and especially those who are hurting in any way. We have a great project that goes on with the Five Saints Catholic community of having a twin parish at Saint Jean de Chantal in Haiti. And so we had travelers go toward the end of January, and they are sharing kind of their experience and some of the insights into the faith that they experienced there at each of the parishes this weekend. So I'd like to invite Dr. Trainer and his son Gabe to come forward to share with us.
Hi. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Tony Trainer. I'm an optometrist in town, and this is my second year. I went down to Haiti last year with my son Sam. This year I took my son Gabe down there. And first of all, I just want to say thank you for all the prayers, because we had an absolutely safe trip. There were no troubles. The travel was excellent. You probably heard about the rioting. That all kicked in a few days after we left. It was just fantastic. So thank you for your prayers. I want to give a brief recap of what we went through down there. And last year when I talked, everybody wanted to know the details of what the changes are from our dollars that we're putting into this and our prayers and everything. So I'm going to kind of recap that. Where we go in Chantal, it's a farm community, not unlike this, and it's very poor. There's no money that gets put in from the government whatsoever. Most of the money that comes in to make repairs and fix things, that is from us. And so I'm going to go through a couple lists here. This is a couple things. First, I'm going to tell you what your contributions have done. A lot has changed in 1 year. I went back, I was very surprised at everything that had been happening. You're all aware of the Big Goat Project. That's a huge success. And how that works is farmers get a few goats, and then they have to sign a pay-it-forward contract. So if they breed more goats, they have to give it to the next person. And it's kind of growing, but what they're using it for is collateral, so that if they want to take a small loan out from one of the makeshift banks, they can use their goats as collateral, so they can maybe buy something to improve their home or to improve their life overall. It's been a huge success. I think last year I talked about the chicken project. There's a really modernized chicken coop that's there, and it was in this 2-acre field, and what our money has done, we've purchased a structure with a giant solar panel on it, and we've dug a well, so the solar panel powers the well, it pumps water up, and this whole couple-acre field now is a starter farm for everything from banana trees to mangoes, pineapples, everything. It shocked us. It was full-fledged farming, and the only way that it gets fed with water is from what we did with our money there. Last year I told you there was a poor chapel, Tapio, where the hurricane had damaged the mountains so badly that the river that had been running to feed this concrete cistern, this water collection area that was providing fresh water for this area, the hurricane damaged it so badly that the river actually moved. It moved about 100 yards, I don't know, to the west, I'm guessing. And so they needed a whole new thing. You couldn't just move this several-ton cistern over. So our construction money has gone that. They have a brand new cistern, and this whole village has clean water. It was just amazing to see the progress there. We funded that. One of the bigger things that we do down there is fixing the schools and the chapels. And this was kind of the dedication of the big one, Matthew. Matthew's the chapel area where the hurricane killed 90-some people out of a town of, I believe, about 1,200. It was a big deal. And the chapel has been refinished. It's a concrete chapel. It's gorgeous. And I have some pictures in the entryway. You can see all these. But we had the dedication there. The funny thing about that is the roads go they get about an hour and a half a walk away from Matthew. So you have to walk. And Father, I'm going to throw you under the bus here, because he told us to take pants for this dedication. Well, we wore pants, and we walked through 4 rivers and up mountains. And I don't know if you know this about me, I'm a good sweater. So when I got to the top of that chapel, I was pretty greased up, I got to tell you so. But I looked good. I had the right clothes on. It was nice. So anyway, So that was wonderful there. As you know, we fund the teacher salaries down there. We provide the parish meals at that packaging deal. They're running a little short on those, and we provide, we actually built latrines, toilets. The school didn't have toilets, and that was nice to see. That was all finished up. We're still putting tin roofs on people that they've lost a lot of roofs during the hurricane. When you look in the mountainside, and I have a good picture of that back in the back there, you can see they glow like diamonds in the hillside. It's really, really neat, and our money is funding that. So probably the chlorination unit. This is a neat thing. I talked last year how we wiped out cholera in one of the towns because all they get dirty river water, and there's a solar panel chlorination unit. And we went to one of these chapels. We just happened to see one, and they said we use it every day. It's quite incredible what it does. It just makes chlorine, you pour it in the river water, all of a sudden you have safe drinking water. It's wonderful. But we've wiped out cholera in some places there. Probably the biggest thing that I think our money is investing in, we used to go down with this medical care team, and 4 days a year they'd have a doctor down there in the convent, I think, is where it was set up. They no longer go down to this, that whole program, and we're not connected with them any longer either. They don't go there, so they have no medical care. One of the residents, his name's Josue, he's 30-some years old. He was sent to medical school, and he moved back to Chantel, and he was just kind of doing a little mobile doctoring on his own, without pay and without supplies. And so what we've started to do, if you're unaware of this, we started to fund this mobile medical clinic. And so he'll drive his motorcycle and backpack full of supplies. He'll go up to these little houses and chapels all over Chantel. And he was telling us, we got in this one area, he said, see all those people right there? And he said, they would be dead if you didn't give me the medicine to treat them. And it was just like, it just takes your breath away. It's just that simple. And it's the kind of thing that I think we should keep funding because it's really growing. When I was down there, I tagged along and checked, I saw 270 patients in 2 days. And we screened them for glaucoma, and we screened them for reading issues. Gabe was my dispensary, and we gave reading glasses to everybody over 40, so thank you for your donations to that. But out of the 270 patients, I caught 10 advanced glaucoma cases. One guy had already gone blind, several were on their way there. And you can treat glaucoma with eye medication. So I brought enough medicine down to last 6 months, so the challenge is to get more eye drops down there, and this Dr. Josue is going to coordinate that care and make sure that they keep getting the drops. So I was very happy about that, but 10 out of 270, that's a pretty high percentage, but that population of people is prone to that. So, and I could list on, and feel free to talk to me. There's a lot of good. I want to tell you what we need to keep doing. We need to keep finishing the chapels, and if you go to the pictures in the back, you'll see some of these chapels that are concrete structures, and they're really nice. And you'll see several of them that are logs dug in the ground with a tarp over the top, and you can't miss them. It's stark what the hurricane did. It destroyed everything. And we did this last time, I think I shared, there's a Desjardins school that we had a dedication to, and it was all finished. And you turn around and you look at the chapel, and the chapel is just destroyed like bombs went off in it. And there's pictures of that there. So these are the places where people collect. There's no real town here. All the farmers are kind of scattered in the hillside. This is where they collect and meet and worship, go to school and whatnot. So it's a really important project there. I was told every time there's still several people that don't have roofs over their heads. So buying the tin, the sheet metal to do that's a wonderful thing still. Believe it or not, there isn't one toilet in any of the chapels. And so we were sitting here thinking, why wouldn't we fund that? So we're going to try to get some of these, I guess they're kind of outhouses, if you will, but it's just some latrines. They just need the basic needs. The goats are still important, but one thing they're talking about was starting a bee project because the hurricane scrubbed the ground so hard all the plantation's gone, or the plants and the foliage is gone. So what they're thinking about doing is bringing bees into it. They can eat and sell the honey, and the bees will help pollinate things and help things grow back faster. And that's kind of in its infancy stage right now. The thing that caught him was there are several people kids that would walk 3 hours to school. And they would have to leave at like 5 in the morning in the dark. So we were talking, and we're going to see if we can't get in maybe a school bus type program. And by that, we're talking 4Runner Jeeps. That's what a school bus would be down there. It's pretty bumpy. So I got a message from each person that we went to. Every time you go visit a chapel, they give a mass, if you will, and there's a celebration, and they bring up, and they all talk to you. They all want me to tell you how appreciative they are of everything you do. They're sincerely praying for us, and they give their heartfelt thanks. They're praying for your well-being, and they can't thank you enough. In summary, we are making a difference, and if you're looking for a charity to put your investments in, I highly recommend this one. Dollar for dollar, it really does what it needs to do. Father Ed challenges us to find Jesus in the experience. Where's Christ? Where do you see Christ? And you can find him a lot of places there, but I was really struck with the progress that was made by what we donate. And so I really found Christ in what you guys do, your donations. The amount that we give, what we do for them is really making a difference, and I would encourage you to keep doing that. So I'm going to bring my son Gabe up and let him talk for a little bit here.
I don't have a paper, so I'm going to keep this nice and short. I was asked, where do I find Christ in Haiti? And I would say I found Christ in the people. It's really amazing how everywhere you went, all these people have literally nothing. And they're so filled with God and so happy all the time. And it really made me take for granted, like being an American, I take for granted like socks or like a roof in this bad storm. And they have, some of them have some of that, but most of them have nothing. And I think, like he said, a lot of them got up, a lot of the kids get up at 5 in the morning and walk 3 hours into school. And I get out of bed at 7:30, roll into school and drive my car in and complain about it the whole time. So I just think it's the people and how happy and how filled with God they are is where I found Christ in Haiti. Thank you.
Thank you both for sharing with us. It's really important to know what's going on and how important this relationship is. Let us stand and profess our faith with the Apostle